All right, so let's get started on our back. And it would be, does everybody have a wall nearby?
Yeah.
Or even
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
something
Near enough.
solid to press their foot into? So you don't even
Yeah.
need a
Mhm.
full wall. You just need to have something to press your foot into. And
Yes.
let's just relocate there so that after we do our, sort of centering, we can go right into the leg stretch series because I want to make sure we don't miss out on that today. So you're going to start off lying on your back, have your strap and your block handy. And we'll start like we do frequently with knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Yeah, take a nice exhale. Let's begin with a few of those sort of belly rib breathing. So as you breathe in, invite the breath to come down to the belly and then the ribs. And then exhale, ribs and belly. Breathe in belly and ribs. Exhale, ribs and belly. And just continue with this rhythm for a few more rounds. Allowing the focus on the breath to draw you into this present moment. Allowing the breath and the sensations that it creates in your body to be your anchor into this present moment. And then we're just going to layer on the breath retention and the what we've been calling the diaphragm vacuum. So next time you breathe into belly and ribs, hold the breath. And then think about drawing the ribs together, the belly back and up. And then exhale. Just do that one more time. Breathe in belly and ribs. Contract. And then exhale. Now with your arms along your sides, press into your feet and let the hips rise up, coming into a bridge pose. If you like, inhale the arms up, take them behind the head. Just make sure that feels okay on the shoulders. And we'll flow in and out of this pose, creating some heat, warming up the body. So on the exhale, you lower down, hips and arms. On the inhale, you press into the feet, lift up. And on the exhale, you lower. And just continue with this. Find your own rhythm. And then let the body follow. So find your breath rhythm first. And allow the body to follow. Just one more round. And then you lower the hips. All right, we're going to come into that leg stretch series. And as I mentioned, you can put your hips on a block. So sorry, it's not your hips, it's your sacrum. So it's the tailbone, so not the lower back. You don't want it on the lower back. You want it so that so you have the two sides of the pelvis supported by the block. And then you're going to stretch the left leg long. So this is where you might have to adjust the position. So we first, just by stretching the left leg long, pressing the entire foot into the wall, and try to keep the hips level. Now, maybe you take that right thigh in towards the ribs. You could also use a strap here. Now, as you do that, so the left leg is in extension, and now this right leg is in flexion. Notice what happens in the hips. Can you keep them balanced? So keep pressing into the left foot, press it into the wall. And then keep drawing that right thigh towards the ribs. And then try to keep some stability in the hips. So if you're using the block, you want to feel the back of the hips even. Any questions on this? This is something that's a little bit different.
Your strap is not, it's just hooked on the knee, not on the foot, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even use it. I was just demonstrating. So if your hands, if this doesn't feel comfortable, then you use the strap.
Okay.
So I was using the strap instead of my hands. And just take those belly rib breaths, a few rounds of that. And then the exhale is just passive. Let's just take 3 breaths here. And it can be really easy to forget to press into the wall. So you're looking for creating space in this left hip. All right, now lower the right foot to the floor and bend the left knee. Just notice any difference in the hips. And now let's extend the right leg long. You're pressing that into the floor. Notice what happens to the hips. And now you bring that left knee in. And again, you can use a strap if you feel your shoulders are pulling up or if there's tension in the neck. And notice what you feel in the back of the body. You want to keep the back of the hips level. How does this feel?
Fine. Good, good.
Barbara, does this feel okay on the front of that right hip, or is it too much of a stretch?
No, it feels good.
Okay. So just do 3 rounds of the breathing into the belly and then the ribs, and then a passive exhale. And you can get rid of the block at any point in time. All right, let's lower the left leg down. Draw the right knee in. Now this is going to be a deeper stretch. So you may find that as you go into this, you want to get rid of the block. You'll take the strap on the ball of the foot and you extend the leg. And then you stretch the left leg out. Now it's going to be a little bit more challenging to keep the pelvis level. Everyone doing all right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, now with the strap, imagine the strap is pulling the leg to the wall behind you, but the leg is resisting and it's pushing to the wall in front of you. And just hold this for a few breaths. Don't hold the breath. Sorry, a few breaths. Don't hold the breath. Keep breathing and then soften. And notice if that might have released the hamstring a little bit. We'll do that 2 more times. Press the leg away as you simultaneously try to pull it. And be mindful of strong sensation behind the knee. You don't want that. Soften. And then one last time. Keep pressing the left foot into the wall. And then soften. All right, let's switch legs. So I'm just doing this by extending my leg, you might want to come into it a little more slowly because the two sides are different. Now, pressing that right foot into the wall, you can tell if you're slightly externally rotating because you're going to feel it by the way the foot hits the wall. So you want the foot straight up and down. And again here, you can press the foot away while the tie tries to pull the foot. All right, actually it's trying to pull the leg towards the wall behind you and then stop. And just notice. 2 more times. Push away, pull forward. And then stop. 1 more time. Push away, pull forward, press into the wall, keep the hips level on the block, and then come back. All right, let's switch back to the right leg. All right, now this one is going to be probably the trickiest of all to keep the hips level. The tie is in the right hand. Let the right leg go out to the right. Try to keep the hips level. Now, engage your core. So don't just use the muscles of this right leg. Think about using the right obliques to create stability in the lower back and hips. Keep pressing the left foot into the wall. And then inhale back up to the center. Now this next one is the trickiest to do on the block. So feel free to remove the block if this isn't working for you. You're going to roll onto your left hip. So the left foot, just angle this, is going against the door. And my right leg goes across the left. And I keep pressing into the leg. It's a little tricky to do with socks against hardwood. Again, you can get rid of the block if this is not feeling deserty to you. And then inhale back up to the center. And we're going to switch sides. How was that?
It's okay. It's okay.
Takes a little getting used to. All right, so the right foot is pressing into the door or your wall. The tie comes in the left hand. You release that leg out to the left. So I like to have the top of my arm on the floor. And again, most of this, the leg is sort of an accessory. Most of this is going on in the hip. Try to keep the back of the hips level. That may mean you don't go down as far. I conveniently have a chair that I'm resting on, which makes it much easier. And you're breathing. So think about the right hip is heavy. And then inhale back through center. And then you're going to roll onto the right side of your body. The right foot is pressing into the wall. The left leg comes across the body. And you could use your left hand to try to encourage that top hip away from the rib. And keep pressing into that bottom leg. And then inhale, come back up through center. Remove the tie. Hips on the block if they're not already. And then feet extend up towards the ceiling. And just roll out the ankles. Warming up the ankles in this cold weather. It can take a little bit longer for those joints to warm up. All right, we'll come on out of this. Roll to your side. And we'll come into table pose. So you can move your mat back to the center of the room if you like, or keep it where it is. Have your blocks set up to the front of your space. Have your ball within reach. If it's warm enough to remove your socks, do that now. Maybe you're getting a little warmer already.
Maybe.
A little bit more than that. Is anyone getting a little bit warmer?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in your table. Let's just do a few cat and cows. So as you inhale, you arch the spine. As you exhale, press into the hands. Round. And you arch. Now this is a good opportunity. As you're arching, slide the shoulder blades away from the neck. So practice that sort of hugging in of the shoulder blades towards each other when you don't have a lot of weight or pressure on. And then come to a neutral spine. Extend the left leg back and just a little bit of a press and release. So we have the calf muscles here, which are after the heart, the second most active muscle in helping the circulation of blood to our body. So blood circulation equals warmth. So let's get that calf pumping. And then float the left leg up. Keep the hips level. Extend the opposite arm. And then there's just a little tap down. Tap and rise. Now be very mindful, especially if you're flexible, not to arch the lower back. So you don't want to lift the leg so high that you come into an arched spine. Keep the spine neutral. Pause here with the leg and arm extended. Lower the right hand down. Take that left leg over to the right. Look over the right shoulder. Nice stretch for the left side of the body. So we'll be doing some side body work. Finishing up January with our side body focus. Come back to your table. Extend the right leg and start stretching the calf. Also stretching the arch and the toes. All of that is great to do before our standing poses. Now there's not a lot of weight on our arms. How are the shoulders? Can you slide them down? Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears and notice if that creates a little bit more ease. You pause and you lift the right leg up. Extend the left arm. And then just a little tap and release. Now focus on the core here. Focus on not arching the spine. So keeping the core engaged. Again, if you're really flexible, this is going to be a lot harder. It's going to be challenging to resist. Coming way into that, sort of arching the spine and lifting the leg way up. Lower the left hand. Right leg comes over to the left side and you look over the left shoulder. Back to your table. Let's turn the toes under. Stretch out even the pinky toe. Press into the palms, float the knees, press the hips back. Hold here for a moment. And then we can just stretch the legs long and pedal out the legs. Lower the knees back down. Walk the hands forward for your puppy pose. Lowering the forehead towards the floor. Now imagine you're trying to drag the hands back to the shoulders. You're trying to shorten them out. Feel that tugging in of the shoulder blades onto the back of the body. Now imagine you have a marble that you're rolling with your nose and you come into your Sphinx pose. Again, you can drop down to crocodile. You could also try putting that inflatable ball under your chest if Sphinx pose bothers the lower back. You could try this. That might give you a little bit more of a stretch in front of the body. So let's begin warming up the core. As you inhale, drop the head and lift up the belly. As you exhale, lower down, lift the head. So just a very small sort of undulation here. Preparing for a possible forearm play. And you could do this with the ball underneath the chest. You could also stay in your crocodile. All right, we'll meet up in our Sphinx pose. Spin onto the left side of the body. Palms facing up. Take your ball and let the right knee rest on the ball. Press into the forearm and slide the shoulder down the back of your body. See if you can engage the left side body as opposed to letting it sort of collapse towards the floor. Press into this left knee and then float the bottom leg up. It's not going to go up very high. Lift up and away. And then lower down. Remove the ball. And start with your right hand in front of you. Straighten the top leg. So we've got scissor legs. Press into the pinky side of the bottom leg as you rise up. You could also kickstand this leg. You use your hands, so you've got other means of support here if this is bothering the shoulder. And then lower down. I just want to check on that. How was that for everybody? Could you find something to do on your side that wasn't bothering the shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Sort of.
Does anyone want some suggestions?
Yeah, shoulder relief, definitely.
Shoulder
was-
relief?
Yeah, it was too much on my shoulder.
Okay, so then let's do this. Let's use a block. Put your head down on it. Cross the knee over and then lift the bottom leg like this. So no shoulder involved. How's
Oh,
that?
good. Good.
So that's what you'll do. And then you won't do this. So on the other side, you just do this. This is strengthening that inner thigh. And as this inner thigh gets stronger, it's going to take the load from the shoulder. All right, let's roll over onto the other side. So now you're on the right side. And You can do the reclined shoulder saving option, or you're up on the forearm. Root down. So even if you're here, you want to make sure that you're not collapsing through the underside. So as you lift the leg up, you're lifting, there's space here. You're not, sort of collapsing and using this as extra support while you lift the leg. This is lifting up also, and that's my core that's lifting it up.
Yeah.
And then you release, and then the option to extend the leg and lift. And the two sides, this is one of the things where you may notice a huge difference on the two sides. And using this leg as a kickstand can be really helpful. All right, we're going to release. Come back to our Sphinx. And then into crocodile. We bend the knees and let the feet flow. Side to side. Massage out the front of the thighs. And just notice how the leg bones are moving in the hip socket. Do they both move equally? Or does one have a little bit more range of motion than the other? Just interesting things to observe. And then you release that. Option to come into Sphinx. Option to turn the toes under and come into your forearm plank for a count of 5. As you're doing this, slide the shoulders away from the ears. Press through the heels. So you're taking some of the effort out of the shoulders, into the core, into the glutes, and then release. Come all the way down again for another ride through the car wash. Keep the windshield wipers going, maybe roll out the forehead. And release that. Hands come under the shoulders. Press up from table. Either downward dog or child. And intuitive movements here, maybe pedaling out the legs. If you're feeling too much on the shoulders, block your feet a little bit closer. Bend the knees a little bit more. Don't want to feel discomfort in the shoulders. It's one thing if you feel they're working hard and they're getting tired. It's another thing if it's pain. You don't want that. And then let's walk the hands back to the feet. Nice deep bend in the knees. Let the forearms rest. And then let's gently coax the back of the legs towards straight. And then bend. Relax the neck. Relax the head. Let the head just sort of bob. And once the knees are bent again, hands come on the hips, and then you slowly rise up. Okay, so let's start to flow. Have your blocks at the front of your space. And let's grab the ball and take it between the thighs. So we've done this with the block before. Well, you imagine this is like a Pez and you're a giant Pez dispenser. You're spinning the thighs inward. So you think about these hip bones coming towards each other. That's the transverse abdominal muscles engaging. And then on your next inhale, You sit back in your imaginary seat and arms can rise up. If this doesn't feel good on your shoulders, they stay right here, or you could take them to heart center. And then exhale, you rise up. And then you sit and you stand. Just one more time. Nice. Take a seat. Hold it here for a breath. You can experiment. You can flirt with balance. Find a place on the ground to focus your gaze and shift onto the balls of your feet.
Mm.
Can you sink a little lower? Keep squeezing the ball.
Mm.
And then inhale, rise.
Oh.
Lower the heels. And remove the block. The
It-
heels,
it's
the heels may have lowered themselves a little sooner.
It's a form of Utkatasana, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You're right. All right. So, all right. So let's do a warrior one flow. That's nice for the psoas muscle. At the front of your mat, inhale, reach up, take a gentle back bend. Exhale, fold half. Press into the hands, nice long. Inhale, Utkatasana. Imagine the ball is still there. Next inhale, rise up, pause here. Flip the left palm up to the ceiling. Grab the wrist, stretch to the right. It's a nice counter stretch for the side plank movements we were doing. Inhale back to the center and switch sides. Inhale back. Slide the arms down. Right leg steps back for warrior one. So hips are facing towards your front wall. Front knee is bent. Heel is on the ground. Arms rise up. Exhale, straighten the knee and lower the arms. Repeat this with your breath. Close your eyes if you want to challenge your balance. Next time you're in your warrior one, pause. Flip the right palm up to the ceiling, grab the wrist, stretch to the left. And that's going to throw you off balance. So weight a little bit more into that right foot to keep you grounded. Inhale back to the center. Release the wrist. On your exhale, hands come to the blocks. Back leg lifts. Take the right leg to the left of the left foot. So both pinkies are, they're probably not touching, but you have pinky to pinky. And then walk the blocks over to the right. Inviting a stretch to the outside of that. Come back to the center and uncross the legs. And inhale, rise, gentle back fold. Exhale, fold forward. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Inhale, Utkatasana. Next inhale, rise, gentle back bend. Flip the right wrist and stretch to the left. Inhale through center and switch. Exhale back to center. Release the hands to the hips. Step the left leg back for warrior one. Inhale, rise the arms up. And then flow with you. Straighten and lower the arms. Bend the knee, reach the arms up. Feel that stretch on the front of that left hip. Close your eyes if you want to challenge your balance. Pause, knee bent, arms up. Flip the left palm, grab the wrist, stretch to the right. Inhale to the center, release the grip. Exhale, hands to the block, lift the back leg up. Take that leg, pinky to pinky. Walk the blocks over to the left. Follow it with your torso. Back to the center. And rise. Gentle back. Exhale right into a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Next inhale, Utkatasana. Inhale, rise, gentle back bend. Hands come to the hips. Right leg steps back, warrior one. Exhale, dive forward. The ribs don't touch the thigh though. You're using your core. Inhale, rise. Gentle back bend if you like. Exhale, fold forward. Really root into that back leg to maintain your balance. Flow with your breath. Next time you're forward, pause here. Grab your block. Take it between your hands. Pressing into the hands. Pressing into the block with the hands. Shift the weight to the front leg. Maybe bring that back leg up. And then step forward. Lower the block. Inhale, rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Right leg steps back, rise up into your warrior one. And flow with your breath. Let the breath set the pace. And notice shifts of your weight. Notice what the back leg has to do as you bend and straighten the front leg. Pause with knee bent, arms extended. Weight the back leg. Exhale, dive to the inside of that front leg. He'll rise. Now let your gaze travel down the wall, down the floor to the big toe. That will help keep your neck free. Pause. Reach the fingertips back, really ground through that back leg. Grab your block. Extend the arms in front of you if that feels okay on the shoulders. Press the hands into the block. Shift the weight. Lift the back leg. Don't arch the lower back. And then release to the front. All right, I want to check in. How's everybody doing?
Good.
I'm
Good.
feeling it a lot in my lower back.
Ah, what do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just feeling a lot of sensation.
At what point are you feeling it?
In the bends.
Okay. When you fall forward?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the lifting.
In the lifting of the leg?
Yeah.
Okay, how about in the warrior ones?
Not so much.
Okay, okay, all right. All right, I will keep that in mind. Anyone else have anything else?
I noticed that when on one leg, I was a lot more balanced than the other when I was in the warrior three position.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you
Where-
wanted to practice that,
Where your arms are out.
yeah. Yeah. All right, well, we'll do some warrior twos. And Dee Dee, if anything comes up as you're doing this in your lower back, let me know.
Okay.
I'll give you alternatives as we're doing it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so let's start by stepping the right leg back for warrior two. Now hips, you want to encourage to sort of open up towards the long end of the mat. And then reach the arms up and stretch out. Now think of this stretch of the arms coming from the center of your chest, not coming from the shoulder to the fingertips, coming from the very center of your torso. And then straighten and reach and bend in. Straighten and reach. One more time. Okay, let's flip the front palm and reach up and back. Again, we've got that same sort of side stretch we had after our Utkatasana when we were doing the side stretch. Think about drawing the ribs away from that hip. And then inhale. Come back through warrior two. Windmill the hands to the blocks and step the back foot up to meet the front. Nice soft bend in the knees. And then inhale, rise. Gentle, gentle, gentle back bend. Exhale, draw the palms down to the center of the chest. Step the left leg back. Hands come on the hips. Release the hands in front of you, wrists are crossed. Inhale, reach up. And then stretch from the center of the chest out to the fingertips. And then straighten and reach. And bend it. Do this with your own breath rhythm. You pause. Flip the front palm and reverse. Warrior two. Windmill the hands to the floor or blocks. Step the back leg up. Nice soft bend in the knees. If your back's bothering you, maybe have the hands on the hips as you rise up. That'll give a little extra support. All right. Adding on. Right leg steps back. Open up to your warrior two. Flow in and out. 3 times. Gonna change it up a little here. Flip the front palm. Reach up and back, but straighten the front leg. And then bend the knee, extend the arm. 2 more times. So straighten the leg as you reach up and back. Back to warrior two. Straighten and reach. Change it up here. Just bring the arms up to shoulder height. So keep that front leg straight. Roll the back foot in. Just to turn. We're setting up for turn. Reach forward. And slide back. Reach forward. Slide back. Now you may want to set up, especially if your lower back's bothering you, you may want to set up a stack of blocks. Just like having your hands on your hips when you do a forward fold, having somewhere that you can press your hand into can help take some strain off the lower back. So you reach forward and then windmill your hands to the blocks. Just take that top hand and rest it on the hip. How does this feel, Dee Dee?
Okay.
Roll the right shoulder, right hip back. Maybe you extend the top arm up. Imagine you're stretching the yoga mat between your legs apart. Stretch it apart, then hug it in. Then stretch it out. And then inhale, rise.
If you're not using the block, where does your left hand land?
So it could go to the inner thigh.
Yeah.
Press the back of the hand into the inner thigh. It could go, below the knee. So it depends on how long your arms are, how long your legs are, how flexible your spine is.
Okay.
Basically finds a spot on the leg. All right, now hands come on the hips and let's turn our feet so the toes are out. And then on your exhale, just sink down and then rise up. So I'm not sticking my hips back. You're dropping straight down and then rise up. Straight down and hold. Try lifting the right heel up. You might feel that in the inner thigh. Lower it down with the left. And you can do just sort of like a little side to side here. For a bowl, you can do a bowl. So a couple more breaths. Both heels on the ground. And rise up. All right, spin the toes forward. You may want to have your feet a little bit wider. So we're going to hit our maximum heat with this one. Bend the right knee, come to the center. Bend the left knee, come to the center. And we're just going to go side to side. So on this one, you are sticking the booty back. And hopefully you're getting a nice stretch on the inner thigh.
Yes.
Last one. Back to the center. And you can do a little hop your feet together or a little spin, spin, spin. And then face back to the short end of your mat. And how's everybody doing with that?
Good.
All right. Is everyone warm?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Delightfully warm.
All right, so we'll just do the other side and we're winding up towards our wind down. Let's step the left leg back for warrior two. Inhale, open the arms up and stretch. 3 times, in and out. So for all of these, you can close your eyes if you want to work on balance. After the third one, you pause. You flip the front palm and you reach back. Then you straighten the front leg. And we flow 3 times. Warrior two. Straight, I don't even know what it's called. Warrior two, straight front leg.
Is it dancing warrior?
No, because we're straightening the leg, so I don't know what the straightened leg pose is called.
Okay.
Good guess, though.
You
And
should
then-
name it, Charlotte.
All right, and then just
Call it-
have your arms extended straight, the legs straight, and then I find it's helpful to shorten the stance a little bit before the warrior. Before the triangle. Reach forward and slide back. Reach forward, slide back, set up your block tower if you're using one. And then stretch, 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 stretch. And then just let the arms go where they are. So there can be a tendency, in order to get to the floor, look what happened to my spine. So you want to keep your spine just as it is. And then you extend the arms, and wherever they land is where they stay. And then stretch them out apart between your legs. Hug it in. Stretch it out. Engage the core. Rise up. Hands come to the hips. Heels and toes out. Lower down and rise. Imagine you're doing this through water. So you're creating your own resistance here. And then we pause. Alternating heels. Maybe lifting both heels. Low down, release. Feet go forward. Maybe take your legs a little bit wider. And then you bend side to side. Be mindful of the knees here. You don't want to feel any achiness in the knees. Hips are going back. And you're feeling, hopefully, a nice stretch in the inner thigh. Now, as you do this, think about this straight leg. So my left leg is straight. Think about that left leg pulling you back. So put a little bit more emphasis on the straight leg doing the action. Just one more each side.
Then you feel the stretch in that leg. Just good.
Yes, for sure. Pause upright, and then you can hop your feet together, hop forward, and then hop down. I'm just kidding. Get a little hoppy.
Or kidding.
All right, so come to your mat.
I gotta go. I'll see everyone next week. Oh, looking forward.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.
All right. So on our back, let's have the strap within reach. Let's have the ball. And I suspect your body temperature is going to drop a bit. So you may want to put your layers on now. Because if you think about your body temperature when we started and what it is now, you know, we're at the peak. It may not drop to where you started, but it's probably going to drop. So let's just get comfy. And whenever you've got all your layers on, you can lie on your back, knees bent. With feet on the floor. Oh. Let's grab your block.
Block or ball?
Oh, sorry, the ball. Simon says. And you're gonna slide it on the sacrum, on the table. Take a moment to just drop in here, noticing the breath. So when the hips are elevated above the heart. This helps to facilitate the parasympathetic nervous system. So we had a rather active practice, which takes us into the sympathetic, which it's not a bad thing. You know, sometimes you hear this, you know, like, oh, you're in chronic sympathetic mode, and chronic, yes, that's not something we want to do. But the sympathetic mode, that's, you know, when we're engaging and pushing ourselves, the heart rate goes up, and we wanted that for our practice, but we don't want to stay there. We want to wind down. So this is a nice way to just escort the body into parasympathetic mode, helping it transition from where we were before. So the parasympathetic nervous system mode, we'll be able to integrate, our mind and our body will be able to integrate some of the new novel things that we did today, some of the new movements, and novelty is great for the body. Helps us keep learning. And you could try extending the left leg long here. So this is somewhat similar to what we did with the block, but the ball is much more, is much less stable. So you may find that you need to engage your core muscles here just by extending this leg. Now you could stay right here. What's going to challenge your core a little bit more is drawing the right thigh in towards you, especially if you decide to take your hands off it. So you just decide which one feels right. And let's do that belly to rib breath with a passive exhale. And 2 more of those. Release the right leg down. Rebend the left knee. Extend the right leg. Try to invite stability here. When you feel that stability, you can lift the left foot off the ground. Maybe, and this might be a good place, to use your strap, because if you have your strap, then you can probably keep your arms on the ground, and that can help assist stabilizing your core. And then do 3 of those belly rib breaths. The right knee in. Use your hands to ground you, and then maybe lift the legs up towards the ceiling. And again, you might feel a little wobbling here in the sort of engagement of the core stabilizers, but feel free to use the arms as well. And bend your knees, lower the legs one at a time. Remove the ball. Take a moment just noticing how it feels to have the tailbone back in touch with the floor. And then draw the right knee in, extend the left leg, and take this into a twist. It could be nice to have the ball underneath that right knee. Allow the arms to come where they may. So twists help to integrate the left and right side of the body. So you might learn to get in yoga practices and with a twist. End of the yoga practice is about integrating new movements, integrating the body, the breath, the heart. And go back to center, give that knee a little hug. Extend the right leg, arms up overhead. breath. Press out through the left heel and the right fingertips with that cross body stretch. Switch sides, right heel, left fingertips. Relax it all. Draw the left knee in. Take it across the body for your spinal twist. Use that ball underneath the knee. And think about drawing that top hip away, so the top hip away from the rib. That's where it can be helpful then. Ball under your knee. Actually, it feels kind of nice just rolling out the outside of the knee on this ball. Let that bottom leg flex. You remember how active it was when we were pressing against the wall. Now we're not looking for that level of activity, but still you want it to be participating. Now inhale, come back through center. That left leg. Think about relaxing the lower back. Just when you exhale, allow the lower back to receive that as a signal to relax and let go. A going holding pattern is muscle tightness. Extend the left leg long. And just slide the legs over to the left. Grab the right wrist and then draw the upper body towards the left. So this is similar to what we were doing standing. The feet are flexed. And you're looking for a nice stretch along the right side of the body without collapsing the left side. Come back through the center and slide the legs to the right, grab the left wrist, and then arch towards the right. Back to the center. Release to your Shavasana. Keeping in mind the temperature, any props that will invite ease, especially into the lower back. Having something underneath the knees at the bottom of the thighs can help to relieve excess pulling on the lower back. Let your attention scan the body, starting with the muscles of the face, observing what might need to be softened, space between the eyebrows, muscles around the eyes, cheeks, the jaw, the neck, shoulders, arms be heavy, supported by the floor, releasing any dependency in the shoulders, just them being. The muscles of the torso to soften. The belly rise and fall with the breath. Feel the muscles on the upper back soften and release into the floor. Maybe you notice the breath in the back of the ribs. Like the lower back to soften. Feel the hips heavy, completely relaxed. Legs supported by the floor. Feet just drop out to the sides. The breath is fluid and easy. And you rest to complete stillness. Next breath is a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. And you notice the sensations that come with this longer, deeper breath. And then you invite more sensations, maybe wiggling your fingers or toes, maybe allowing your head to slowly roll side to side. When you're ready, you gently roll to your right side. Take a moment to honor your practice, your body, what it does, that we may take for granted each and every day. When you're ready, you can slowly make your way up to seat. And if you'd like to join me in a single chant of Om, you can do that. Namaste.
Namaste.
Joining me on this brisk morning.